Hello all, welcome to session 5 of Selenium 4 training series. In this session, I am going to explain a Java program from scratch so that you can understand it. And also, I am going to explain and practically demonstrate the four basic building blocks of Java, that is variables, data types, literals, and operators. So let's get started. First of all, I will explain a Java program, that is creation of a Java program from scratch so that you can understand each and every part of the Java program. Okay. So for that, I'll open this IntelliJ IDEA that we have installed yesterday and launched it, right? And also inside this IntelliJ IDEA in the last session, we have created this sample Java program, and under the Java program under SRC, we have created a Java class, and in this Java file, we have created this code, right? Okay, most of this code was auto-generated by IntelliJ IDEA, and we were able to run this program, this Java program, this sample Java program, and when we have run this sample Java program, we got this particular text got printed in the output that I have already explained yesterday. Now, today I will explain how to create the same program from scratch, guys, step by step. Okay. So each and every part of this program I am going to explain in detail, guys. For that, I'll close this and I'll create one more new Java file here. Okay. Instead of using the old one, I'll create a fresh new Java file. So right click on this SRC, select new and select Java class. And here give a different name, but give the name in the upper camel case only. Okay, we should not forget the naming convention. Demo 2 I'll give. Okay, already demo 1 is there. I cannot create demo 1, right? It will become duplicate. You see, when I create, you see, cannot create class because it's a duplicate, guys. Okay, already this demo 1 is there. So Java will this IntelliJ IDEA will not allow us to create one more file, one more Java file having the same name. So we have to give a different name. Right click new. Here I'll give demo 2. Okay, then this will allow. Okay, but here again IntelliJ IDEA is auto generating this code for us. I'll remove this code, guys. Okay, I'll remove this code. We'll write from scratch, guys. Okay, each and every code that is required to be written inside this Java file, I'll explain and write from scratch. So fine. So first thing, before I start writing any Java code here, the first thing you have to understand is in Java programs. Okay, in Java programs, we have to enclose everything inside what? We have to enclose everything inside what? A class. That means before you write any Java code here, first you have to create or define a class. Inside that defined or created class, you can write any Java code. Okay, without creating a class or without defining a class, you cannot write any Java code. That's what this statement is stating here. In Java programs, we have to enclose everything inside a class. First thing that we have to create inside the Java files is to create a class, guys. Okay, but how to create a class? We have to use a keyword known as class keyword. Okay, there should be a keyword known as, we have to use a keyword known as class keyword. Class keyword is a predefined Java keyword. Okay, you see it got highlighted in orange color by IntelliJ IDEA. That means it's already recognized by Java. Okay, this keyword is, for example, if I type ABC here, you see it's coming in white color. That means it's not a predefined keyword in Java, but class keyword is a predefined keyword in Java. It's being recognized by Java. Okay, and followed by the class, you have to give the name of the class. Okay, you have to give the name of the class, guys. So you can give, let's give some name, guys. Okay, so let's give some name. There is one rule that this name of the class should match with the name of the file. Okay, the name of the class should match with the name of this file in which you are creating. For example, we are creating this class inside which file? Demo2.java file. What is the name of this Java file? Demo2. Here class name also should be demo2 only. Okay, demo2 only. And one more thing, guys, one more thing here is, we will simply specify this public for a while. Okay, I'll not explain what is public at this moment. When the time comes, I'll explain what is public. So when you are creating a class, okay, when you are creating a class, we generally specify public keyword. This is also a predefined keyword in Java that Java can recognize. As you can see, it's also highlighted in orange color, right? So we simply put this public blindly for a while. Okay, when the time comes, I explain why we have put public before the class and all. It will be clear for you guys in the coming sessions. Okay, Till then, we'll simply put public here. But what is the purpose of the class, guys? Using this class keyword, we are creating the class or defining the class. Okay. In Java, if you want to create or define a class with by giving it some name, then we have to use a class keyword. Class name. That is a syntax. And the class should be starting somewhere and ending somewhere. So in order to start the class, we have to provide the starting curly brace, and in order to end the class we have to provide this ending curly brace. Okay, starting curly brace, opening curly brace, and closing curly brace we have to provide, and this will become the body of the class. This highlighted blue area that you can see on the screen is nothing but the body of the class. Class is a keyword for creating or defining the class with the provided name, and here we simply use public. Okay, whenever you are creating or defining a class, you just have to use a public keyword. Okay, I'll explain more about the public later. For now, we can blindly follow it and write. Okay, whenever we are creating or defining a class, and this is starting of the class, this is the ending of the class, and this is the class body. Okay, inside this class body we can write anything. Now, one thing I mentioned, right? So what if I give a different name here? Okay, if I give a different name to the class which is different from the name of this Java file. Okay, let's give that. Let's say I'll give, instead of 2 I'll give 3. You see, immediately I am getting an error, right? Immediately I'm getting an error saying that, okay, should be declared in a file name demo3.java. Here the file name is demo2.java, but here the class name is demo3, and it is simply saying that we should not be creating this name inside this file. Okay, if you have to create this kind of class, that should be created in demo3.java, it is saying, guys. Okay, so either you have to rename this file to match this class name. Okay, there are two ways, right? Either we have to rename this class name to match this file name, or we have to rename this file name to match the class name, any of the things. Okay, so either you have to say demo2. Okay, demo2, the problem will be resolved because the class name is now matching with the file name. Or if you don't want to change the class name, then what is the solution, guys? We have to rename this file name itself. Right click on this and say there will be an option known as refactor, guys. Refactor rename file and change that to demo3. Now say refactor. Now the error will be gone because the class name and file name are in sync. Any of the things you have to do, guys. So I will just change it again to refactor again it to the original to demo3, demo2 only. So I'll change it to demo2 here and refactor. And here you see it got automatically updated, guys. Okay, it got automatically updated. The moment I change the file name here, the class name got automatically updated. The simple thing here is, guys, the name of the class should match with the name of the file. Okay, that you have to remember. That's it, guys. Okay, so now this is all about the class. We have now not auto generated this class code. We have written by our own hands. Only thing that is pending from my side that I need to explain is public, guys, which I will be covering later. Till then, till public is covered for you in these sessions, you have to write that, right, kind of blindly when you create a class or define a class like this. Okay, so now, as I mentioned clearly here, in Java programs we have to enclose everything inside a class, right? Okay, we have to enclose everything inside a class. So here there is something known as main method, guys. Okay, in Java programs there is something known as we have to create a main method. Okay, main method, and there is a syntax for the main method, guys. This is how we need to create the main method. We have to blindly create this main method. Okay, we have to, in this format, we have to blindly create this main method for a while. Okay, you don't have to understand what is public, what is static, what is void. All this will be explained later, guys. Okay, so let's create a main method. I'll create, guys. Okay, first you have to say main, provide circular brackets. Okay, inside this class, you see this particular main method that I'm going to create. The syntax is like this: name of the method is main, followed by the circular brackets, and this is starting of the method. This is ending of the method. Okay, this is starting of the method. This is ending of the method. Okay, and before this method, you see already error is coming, right? Okay, already when you type main here, the error is coming because you have to provide the keywords. Okay, Java keywords like public you have to provide, static you have to provide, void you have to provide. Okay, these three things. The moment you provide these three keywords before this main method, you see the error is gone. Okay, the error is gone. There is few more things you have to write, guys. Okay, here you have to say inside this circular brackets of this main method, you have to write string of args like this. You have to write. Okay, so this is actual syntax of the main method. Okay, so what is this method and why we have to write it? Don't worry, guys, blindly follow for a while. Okay, if you don't want to write it on your own for some days, okay, for some days until you get clear with the methods and all concepts, you can simply say main and press enter, guys. You see, automatically it will be written by IntelliJ IDEA editor. Okay, this is a shortcut for that. Simply type main and press enter. You'll get this code auto generated. Okay, so here there are three keywords, guys. Public. What is public? As I already told you, right? I'll explain more about public later in the coming sessions. Static. What is static? Also, I'll explain later, guys, when the time comes. And what is void? Also, I'll explain later. Okay, all these three keywords you blindly follow for a while, but for now you understand that main is a method in Java. Okay, main is what? Like demo2 is a class in Java. Main is a method in Java, and this is the syntax of the main method. Okay, you have to blindly remember this syntax, or okay, practice this syntax, guys. Okay, till few sessions you have to blindly remember or practice this syntax. And if you don't remember or something, simply type main and press enter, guys. It will be auto generated. Okay, whenever you want to write the Java programs after creating a class, if you want to create a main method, simply type main and press enter. You don't have to worry much, right? It will come auto generated. Okay, all the code is coming. So whatever you don't know about the main method, blindly follow for a while. Okay, so when the time comes, you'll understand everything. Fine. So what is this? Why we have to create this main method? What will happen if I don't create a main method? You see, if I remove this main method, guys, you see, run options are going off. You see, there used to be some options here, right, to run this code. Can I run this code? No. Right click. Am I getting any run option here to run this code? Here, green color run options are not coming. When I right click on the code also, I'm not getting run options because without main method, we cannot run Java programs. You see, if I again press enter, once I provide this main method, guys, you see the run options are coming. Okay, I can run this code only when this class contains a main method. Okay, I can run this code inside this demo2.java when this particular class contains a main method. Without main method, this run options, you see, I can run them, right? I can run this code only when main method is there. Why like that? You see, it's building and all. You will not get any output, guys. Blank output you will get because inside the main method there is no code written, right? The code will be executed, but the thing is you will not get any output. Okay, this code got executed. At least the run options came and we are able to run this code only because main method is there. Without main method you cannot run this code, guys. Okay, without main method you will not get this run options. You see, when right click also run option is coming. When you only have, when your Java file has a class and inside the class if you have main method, then only you will be able to run the programs. The reason behind that is, in Java programs, execution starts from where? Main method. Okay, this is the starting point. Okay, when you run this code, when you run this entire code, the starting point from here Java will run the code. Okay, from here only the Java will run the code. The main method will be running in Java first. Fine, that's why in every Java class, okay, you create, in every Java file, in that there will be a class. Inside the class, important thing is main method. Without main method you cannot run the Java programs. Okay, main method is the starting point of execution of the Java programs. Hence, we have to create the main method with this syntax. If you don't remember this syntax, simply type main and press enter. You will get this code, guys. Okay, for a while we'll go with that. Now, inside this main method, we have to write the Java code. Java statements we have to write. What we have to write here inside the main method? This is the starting of the main method. This is the ending of the main method. This is the body of the main method. Like this is the body of the class. Inside the body of the class, we have the main method, and this is the body of the main method. And in the body of the main method, we have to write some Java statements. Okay, we have to write Java statements. One of the example of the Java statement is system.out.println. Okay, we have to blindly follow this statement, guys. Okay, you have to remember the syntax for system.out.println statements. And if you don't remember this syntax, there is a way, guys. Okay, so for the first time, because you are a beginner, right? Let's assume that you are the beginner in Java and you don't know how to write system.out.println and you don't remember the keywords. Simply write s out, okay, SOUT, and press tab. That's it. IntelliJ IDEA will auto generate it for you. What is system? What is out? What is println? It will be clear for you later. Okay. Till then, you have to blindly follow this statement. Simple terms, guys, at a high level. Using this statement, we can print the output. Okay. We can print anything into the output, guys. We'll be using this statement like anything. Okay. This is one of the main important Java statement. Okay. One of the important Java statement in Java. So So this is regularly used, guys. Okay, so if you don't know in the beginning, right, people cannot remember what is system out println. Simply say s out and press tab key. That's it. It will be auto generated. Okay, and inside the println statement, whatever the text you provide, that will be printed in the output. For example, if I provide my name here, okay, and run this code, you see, I'll run this code. You'll see in the output, you will get my name printed in the output. Okay, you see this time my name got printed in the output. In place of my name, if you give Selenium 4, okay, Selenium 4 and run this, Selenium 4 will be printed in the output in a while. Whatever the text you provide, that will be printed in the output. Now you understood, right? What is the purpose of this println statement in Java, right? Just type s out and press tab. That's it. You'll get this println statement. Fine. Okay. And if you clearly observe this statement, guys, if you clearly observe this statement should end with semicolon. Okay, the first important thing here is all the Java statements. Okay, all the statements in Java should end with which symbol? Semicolon symbol. Like, you know, right, in when you read any paragraph in English, all the statements in English will end with what? Dot. Right? Right? Any statement in English will end with dot. Right? So you see English. English poem, otherwise English story, let's say. Okay, just type some story or something. We'll go to one website and see how they have written the stories and all. Okay, you see, if you see these guys, okay, there are some English statements here, and the entire chapter at the end of this statement, guys, they have put some dot, right? Again, one more statement in English. Okay, there is one statement in English, and it is also ending with a dot, and this statement also is ending with a dot. Similarly, guys, in Java, okay, similarly in Java, this is a statement in Java. Okay, like that is a statement in English, this is a statement in Java, and this statement, every statement should end with semicolon symbol. Okay, semicolon is a symbol, guys. Okay, this is how it looks like. Fine. Now, so example of this Java statement is a print statement. Okay, simple terms, s out, press tab, you will get this print statement. Done. So these Java statements, okay, these Java statements should be written inside the methods, guys. What if I take this outside? Okay, I'll cut from here and paste inside, directly inside the class. If I don't write this Java statement inside the method, but if I write it outside the methods, you see, outside the main method, if I'm writing the Java statement, you see, I'm getting some error, cannot resolve symbol. It is not able to recognize what is this and all. Okay, right? You see, I'm not getting some run option also because there are some errors here. This is an error, guys. Okay, this is an error, right? This is an error, guys. That's a problem. So we cannot write Java statements outside the methods. Okay, inside the methods only we have to write the Java statements. Okay, in Java, Java statements should be written inside what? Inside the methods, not outside the methods. Okay, fine. So we generally write code in Java, guys, which is nothing but a set of statements. Like in English, a paragraph will be there, right? Paragraph is like a set of statements, right? In English, a paragraph is a set of statements. Just now we have seen. Okay, stories in English. If you type, okay, we'll go to one of the things and see one of the story here, which is there in English. Okay, so okay, okay, this is all fine. You see, these are set of statements, right? These are set of statements, right? These are set of statements. We'll go to another website. 1 minute. It's kind of slow. Let me close. It's not closing even. Stories in English. Okay. Okay. Okay, guys. Here you can see some stories there, right? You see, they have written some stories, and these are, you see, a set of statements are there, right? To complete a story, to complete this story in English, you see, multiple statements are required. Only one statement is not enough, right? This one statement which is ending with full stop, and another statement, like that, multiple statements are required in Java. Also, to create a Java program, we need a set of statements. Okay, we need a set of statements. Like this, only one statement in Java, guys. Okay, this one statement, print statement in Java, like that, many statements will be there in Java. Together, if you use, that becomes a program. Okay, to write the Java program, we need this, a set of statements like this we need. Okay, that too, all these statements should be written inside what? method, that is main method we'll write. Okay, all the set of statements like this will be written inside a main method in Java. And there are keywords, guys, that I have not explained in this session. Okay, so you see, you understood a lot about this sample code that is written here. If you are very beginner to Java, right, whatever I explained makes sense for you. But there are a lot of things I have not explained in this code. For example, public I'll cover later, this public I'll cover later, static I'll cover later, void I'll cover later, whereas string aux also I'll cover later. Okay, all there are a lot of pending things, guys, I have not explained in this session, right? Just blindly follow them for a while. Okay, so if you have to fastly write a code, okay, public class, name of the class should match with the name of the file, and inside that type main and press enter, you'll get the main method. You don't have to remember anything for now. Blindly follow this code so far and type s out and press tab. You see, so fast, right? You can generate, you can create this program very fast. Okay, if you are good with that creation till here, that's fine. Even though there are few pending things that I have to explain, that will be covered later, guys. It's not the right time. Okay, now let's move on to the next topic, guys. Okay, hoping that you understood what exactly Java programs and how to understand or create from scratch. Now let's move on to the next session, that is compiler errors. So thing here is Java is very strict. Okay, like you see, when you write some statements in English, right, spelling mistakes should not be there, and grammatical mistakes should not be there when you write the English statement. Similarly, in Java also there are some rules and regulations. Like English is having some rules and regulations, right? We have to end the statement with dot. Spelling mistakes should not be there, grammatical mistakes should not be there. These are all syntaxes of the English, guys. Okay, similarly Java also has some syntax. Okay, if you if you violate any rules and regulations or syntax of Java, immediately Java will give you some compiler errors. I'll show you. For example, if I remove this semicolon, you see, immediately Java is giving me an error. This is a compiler error. Who is giving this error? This is a compiler error. Compiler errors will run. Okay, compilers errors like this, you see there is an error coming here, guys. Okay, you see semicolon is expected, but who is giving this error? Java is giving the error. So this is which type of error? Compiler error. Just understand this, guys. There are different type of errors in Java. Okay, whatever we are getting now is nothing but the compiler error. Compiler errors will come when, okay, compiler errors will be displayed before you run the program. Before you run the program itself, if you are getting any errors in Java code, okay, before you run the before you run the program, Java program itself, if you are getting an errors in the Java code, those errors are nothing but the compiler errors. Okay, who is giving this errors? Java compiler is giving these errors, guys. You see, I have not run the code, but still I am getting these errors, right? Those are called as compiler errors. So all the rules and regulations of Java, if you don't follow, basically you'll get the compiler errors. You see here, the reason for this error is I have to put a semicolon. If I forget or don't provide semicolon at the end of the Java statements, then I'll get this compiler error. One more example of compiler error. Okay, that's one of the example of the compiler error. One case where you get the compiler error in Java is if you don't end the Java statements with semicolon symbol, then you will get the compiler error. Another example is Java is case sensitive, guys. Okay, so here, guys, there are some predefined keywords in Java. Can you see that? Public, class, and all those stuff. What if, what is P, guys? P is in lowercase or uppercase? The predefined keyword in Java, which is recognized by Java, is in the first letter is in uppercase or lowercase? Lowercase, right? But what if I change it to uppercase? Error is coming. Java cannot recognize this. Okay. Still, it is same public only, but Java cannot recognize that. Okay. Lowercase p should be there. And here also, in class also, C is lowercase. What if I give uppercase? It will not recognize because Java is case sensitive. Whatever should be in lowercase should be in lowercase. Whatever should be in uppercase should be in uppercase. Okay, that's what is the purpose. For example, here, system is there. Okay, system. S is in capital by default in system. But what if I give lowercase? Error is coming, right? This compiler error is coming. Cannot understand what is the system it is saying. So guys, so you will get compiler errors in case when you provide lowercase things in uppercase, the predefined stuff in Java, if you provide lowercase stuff in uppercase and uppercase stuff in lowercase, then you will get the compiler errors in Java. Okay, only for the predefined things, guys. Okay, only for predefined things here. Whatever that Java is able to recognize here, those things, if you are giving lower and upper cases opposite way, then you will get the compiler errors because Java is case sensitive. Okay, strictly follows the case. And here, guys, one more example for compiler error is that is before running the Java code itself, you are getting some errors. Those are compiler errors. One more example of the compiler errors is you see class is starting here and ending where? Ending here. This is starting brace of the class. This is the ending brace of the class. Main method is starting here and ending here. So if you start a class, you have to end it somewhere. But if I don't end, if I remove the ending closing brace, what will happen? Ending closing brace, if I remove for this class, what is happening? Error is coming. You see? For the mouse on the error, you see you have to close this class. It is saying, okay, mismatch is there. What if I remove the starting starting brace of this main method? Then again you are getting the error. And when I hover the mouse, you see the starting brace is expected. Okay, starting brace is accepted. Okay, like this, guys. Java is very strict, guys. It follows the rules and regulations very strictly. And if you don't follow any rules and regulations of Java, immediately you will get the compiler errors even before you run the program. Okay, so those are nothing but compiler errors. Hope you understood what are compiler errors now. Now let's move to the next thing in Java, that is print statements. Already we have seen one print statement, right? This is one of the example of the print statement only in Java. So whatever the text you provide to this print statement, that will be printed in the output, right? If I run this code, the moment I click on this and run this, you see the code will be running, and whatever the text that is there, that is my name is there, my name got printed in the output, right? So these are nothing but the print statements in Java. But there are two types of print statements in Java. Okay, only one type of print statement we have seen so far. But in Java, there are two types of print statements. Okay, so guys, what I will do here is I'll write some print statements. S out here. I'll remove this ln. Okay, I remove this ln. I'll write a normal print statement. One of the type of the print statement is normal print statement. Another is print ln statement. Print and print ln, guys. Okay, there are two types of print statements. One is print and print ln. So by default, when you say s out and press enter, you see print ln is coming, but I will remove this print ln so that it becomes a print. Okay, I'm using a normal print statement. Inside that, I'll say double quotes. Okay, my name is Arun Motori. Okay, again one more s out tab, and here I'll remove the ln. Again I'll remove the ln, and here say I love. Okay, otherwise I have 12 plus years of experience in id field as a software tester. Okay, this is one more thing I have written a dot here, and I'll write one more statement. S out. Okay, I love I love teaching, and otherwise I love content creation and teaching on software testing topics and tools. Like this I have written three statements. Now guys, here also I'll remove the ln. That's fine. If I run this code, what will happen, guys? If I run this Java code, what will happen? These three statements should be printed, right? In the output, these three statements should be printed. But will they get printed in the three lines like this? My name is Arun Motor should be printed in the first line. I have 12 plus years of experience should be printed in the second line. I love content creation and teaching on software testing and tools should be printed in the third line. Okay, like that I'm expecting, but it will not happen because these are normal print statements. Okay, you'll see that. First let me show you the output, guys. After that I'll explain why that is happening like that. You see all these three lines will be printed in a single line. In the output you will see all these three lines will be printed in a single line. Run this code. I've run the code, guys. You see what happened, guys. Only one line. My name is Arun Motori dot. I have 12 plus years of experience in IT field as a software tester. I love content creation and teaching. All these three lines got printed in the single line. But that's not what I expected, guys. Okay, so why it's happening like that means it's a print statement. So what the normal print statements will do is after printing this particular text in the output, the control will not go to the new line. it will stay in the same line and it will continue printing the next thing. And again, here also print statement is there. The control will be in the same line. Again, it will be printing the same line. What if I change this to print ln? Okay, ln means what here? N means new, L means line. Okay, print in the new line. Okay, after printing this, it will take you to the, after printing this particular text, it will take you to the control will be to go on to the next line. Here also print ln, print ln. Okay, for last one I don't have to write print ln because there is nothing to be printed. So after the printing this, I don't have to go to new line, so I'll stop here. Okay, the first two things I'm changing it to print ln, guys. Okay, so that after printing my name is Arun Moturi dot, it will go to the new line. After printing I have 12 plus years of experience in IT field as software tester, it will go to the new line. Okay, because ln is there. Ln means new line. Run this code, guys. First it will print my name is Arun Moturi, and then it will go to the new line. You see, my name is Arun Moturi. After printing this, because of ln here, it has taken the control to new line, and in the new line it printed the next statement. And after that, here also ln is there, so it has taken the control to the new line before printing the next one. But last one is the print. It has printed whatever the text that is there and stays in the same line, guys. Okay, it has not taken you to the new line. So guys, hope you understood what is print and print ln, right? What is print and print ln? So guys, these things will work in the, these things will work in the Eclipse IDE. Okay, these shortcuts are not for you. These shortcuts work only in the Eclipse IDE. Let me update these nodes, guys. Okay, let me update these nodes. For IntelliJ, the simple way to write this code is S out, press tab. That's it. Okay, S out and press tab is the simplest way of creating in IntelliJ IDE. In Eclipse IDE, these are the shortcuts, guys. In Eclipse IDE, these are the shortcuts. I'll update these nodes, guys, later. Okay. Okay, guys, as you can see here, I updated these nodes. Okay, for print statements. You see, if you are using Eclipse IDE editor, then these are the statements for shortcut statements for print statements. Whereas in IntelliJ IDEA, you simply need to type S out and press tab key. Okay, then it's all good. Fine. Now let's move on to the next one, guys. Comments. Okay, comments in Java. What are these comments? Why we have to use them in Java? I'll explain, guys. So, guys, so everyone here may have watched any like a cricket match, right? So cricket match will be going on, and one person will be bowling, other person will be batting, few people will be keeping and fielding, and all those things will happen. Those are the players who are actually playing, right? On the field, everyone is playing. One is bowling, one is batting, wicket keeping, fielding, and all this. Like this, different players are actually playing. These are the people who are actually playing. But somewhere, okay, somewhere near to this ground, there will be some kind of room or something where two people will be sitting, okay, and they will be constantly explaining what is going on, right? Commenters, okay, commentators, right? Those people will be completely explaining about what's going in with this match, okay? So commentators, right? So here also, those commentators are nothing but comments in Java, guys. Okay, so here also same thing, guys. In Java, to explain this underlying code, okay, to explain this underlying code, what the commentators do in case of cricket match, guys, they explain what's going. They keep on speaking like, okay, this person is batting, he has hit four, they catch, okay, someone has catched the ball, okay, so best fielding, all those things they keep on saying, right? They explain the match while the match is going on. Similarly, Java also, to explain this underlying code, okay, in Java, to explain this underlying code, we need to write the comments. So there are two types of comments again. Okay, in Java there are two types of comments. One is single line comments and multi-line comments. First, I will show you the single line comments. The single line comments in Java should start with double slash. Okay, this is a syntax, guys. Okay, in Java, the single line comment should start with double slash, double forward slash. So what I can explain about this code, I'll simply say double slash. Okay, double slash followed by uh, we have to use, okay, class keyword is a Java keyword for creating or defining classes. Okay, for defining or creating classes, what is the keyword in Java? Like this. Okay, I'm explaining this, guys. Okay, I'm explaining about this code. Again, if you want to write one more line, let's say one more comment. Okay, this is a comment, guys. Okay, this is not the real code of Java. It's just explaining about the underlying code. That's it. It's a comment, guys. So next thing is, okay, name of the class should be provided after the class keyword. Okay, name of the class should be provided after the class keyword. You see, the name of the class is provided after the class keyword. Class, okay, class will enclose, okay, everything in Java. In Java, the classes enclose everything, right? You see, everything is inside the class only, right? All this Java code is inside the class. Everything in Java. Like that, many comments you can write about this code, right? Like this, people can write the comments whatever they want to. If they want to explain the underlying code, people will keep on writing this kind of comments, guys. Okay. Okay. Then what about next? Here inside this also I'll write some comments here. Here also I'll write some comments. Okay. Java execution starts from Java program execution starts from where? Program execution starts from main method. Okay, this is a main method. Okay, from where Java execution starts from. Okay, this is another comment method, and here I'll write in Java there are two types of print statements. Okay, statements, that is print and println. Print statement in Java, print statement in Java prints the things and stays in the same line, whereas println statement in Java prints the things and moves to the new line, right? After printing, moves to the new line after printing. After printing, like this, we can keep on writing the comments, guys. Okay, I can explain this code even more, but this much is enough. As a sample, I've created this sample comments, but everywhere, guys, I am writing the single line comments, right? Everywhere I have written here the single line comments. For example, if you see here, this is a single line comment. What if I try to type something here? Is it a comment? No. The scope of the comment is only up to the first line. Okay, because double forward slash is there in the first line. In the second line, do we have the double forward slash? No. This is not a comment, and Java is not able to understand what is this. Okay, so that's not a comment. But guys, if you want to write multi-line comments like this, okay, so 3 lines I want to comment in a single format. So instead of writing this three, instead of writing this 3 single line comments, what I can do is I'll start the comment here. Another syntax is there, guys, for multi-line comments. For multi-line comments, we have another syntax like forward slash star star forward slash. Okay, so starting of this multi-line comment is here. It is starting, right? Forward slash star star forward slash. Okay, like this, guys. Asterisk. You can call this as star or asterisk, whatever you can. Forward slash asterisk asterisk forward slash. Okay, so similar here, only one line is there. I don't have to convert that into multi-line comment, but here 3 lines of comments are there. Instead of writing these 3 lines, I'll just change it to like this. I'll end it here, and I'll remove this multi-line comments. Okay, a single line comments I'll remove. So this is a multi-line comment, guys. Okay, starting from here to the multi-line comment is starting from here to here. You see, it's spread across multiple lines. So guys, this is what is a multi-line comments, and the purpose of the comments is to explain the underlying code. Okay, the main purpose of the comments is to explain the underlying code, but there is one more purpose, guys. Okay, for comments there is one more purpose. I'll explain now. So apart from explaining the underlying code using the comments, for example, guys, how many statements are there here inside this main method? How many statements are there? There are 3 print statements. In that, I don't want the second statement to be printed. What generally we do, if you don't want the statement to be executed, what you will do, guys? You don't want the second line to be executed, what you will do? You will try to delete it, right? You will try to remove it like this or delete it like this. This is what you do. But the requirement here is tomorrow I may require this code. Okay, today I don't want to run this code, but tomorrow I may need to run this code. So I cannot delete this. I want to disable this. Okay, I want to disable this line from execution. So what I can do is I can simply comment it out. Simply say double slash, double forward slash. You see, this line will not be executed. It got converted into comments because in Java, comments are only for explaining the underlying code and they won't be executed. Here, I can disable the code without deleting the code. I can disable the code from running by converting that Java code into comments. Okay. The moment I put double forward slash or this kind of statements, right? Those Java statements will be converted into comments and they won't be executed. This time, how many print statements will be executed? Only two print statements. And I have not deleted this, but I disabled this statement from running because I can convert it into comment. Now, if I run this code, only two statements will be printed. My name is Arun Motori and I love content creation. But I have 12 plus experiences will not be printed. You see, my name is Arun Motori. After that, directly I love content creation got printed. But this got converted into comments and comments are only for reading purpose. They won't be executed. So these are the two reasons why we use comments in Java, guys. First purpose is to explain the underlying code, and second purpose is to disable the code from execution without, okay, disable the code from execution without deleting the code. Okay, those are the two purposes of the comments. Hope guys you understood what exactly are comments in Java. Now let's move on. So guys, now the time has come for us to understand the basic building blocks of Java, that is variables, data types, literals, and operators. Let me explain them now. Okay. So we'll start with the basic building blocks of Java. These are very important, guys. Okay, these are the basic building blocks of Java, which are very important to understand. So variables, data types, operators, and literals are the basic building blocks of Java. Okay, fine, guys. So let's get started here. So what are variables? What are data types? What are operators and literals? Once you see, when you learn some English or something, right? First, you will not start with sentences, right? Or you will not write paragraphs, right? Directly. First, you will start learning alphabets. Using alphabets, you will create words. Using words, you will create sentences. By creating a set of sentences, you will create paragraphs. By creating a set of paragraphs, you will create a, write pages. By creating a set of pages, you will create a book, right? Like that, guys. That should be step by step like that. Similarly, in Java also, guys, ABCDs are nothing but variables, data types, operators, and literals. First, you have to learn ABCDs of Java, that is variables, data types. That's why I'm calling them as basic building blocks of Java. Okay. Once you master these basic building blocks of Java, then you can move to the creation of words. Okay. In the next session, right, I'll be explaining you how to go to the next level. Okay. But to get started in Java, guys, we have to start with variables, data types, operators, and literals. Okay. First is variables, guys. Okay. But anyhow, guys, what is the purpose of these variables, data types, operators, and literals in Java? Okay. So in Java, we need to store the, I'll explain about that, guys. First, let me explain about variables. Okay. First, let me explain about variables. You'll understand that anyhow. So 1 minute, guys. Okay. I'll just give you some example here. So I'll create one more file here before explaining anything about that variables, data types, literals, and operators. I'll create one more file here. Right click new Java class. I'll just name this as demo3 this time. Create that. So you see class got auto generated, and inside that first I have to create what? Main method, because from execution we'll start from the main method. Type main and press enter. You got the main method code also. Inside the main method code, so here I'll write a statement, guys. You'll not be able to understand this statement right now. But if you are new to Java, you'll not understand this. I'll say int a is equal to 5. Simple statement I have written. Int a is equal to 5. What is this int a is equal to 5? Is one of the Java statements. What is that? I'll explain. Okay. I'll just do an anatomy of this statement. Okay. I'll do an anatomy of this statement, guys. Int a is equal to 5 is the statement, right? So here there are different stuff you need to understand, guys. Okay. So first thing is this int. What is this int? This int is a data type in Java. Okay. What is this int, guys? Int is a data type in Java. I'll explain more about data types later. Then the next one is there, that is this a. Okay. The second item is a, guys. What is this a? A is, in this particular Java statement, a is a variable. Okay. Variable name. A is a variable name. Now, third thing is there, that is this equal, equal symbol. This in Java is nothing but a operator. Okay, it's like it's nothing but an operator. And finally, we have here the number 5. This 5 is nothing but a data or literal. Okay, literal, or you can also call that as data. This 5 is a data or literal. Okay, generally we call that as literal in Java, guys. Instead of saying data, right, we generally call that as literal. Okay, 5 is a literal, is equal to is the operator, a is the variable name, and data type is int. Now these are the basic building blocks of Java, guys. Data type, variable name, okay, operator and literal, all the different basic building blocks of Java. We'll understand one by one. So we'll start with variable, guys. Okay, we'll start with the variable. Fine. So what is a variable? What is a variable? I'll explain. So guys, so in computer, okay, you want to store the data. First of all, in computer, there will be some computer. Let's say this is a computer, and this computer has some computer memory. Okay, let's say this is a entire memory space. This much of space is there for storing the data in your computer. Okay, so and this complete memory of computer will be divided into multiple memory slots. Okay, this complete memory space of the computer will be divided into multiple memory slots like this. Okay, I'll tell you. Let me draw it completely. You'll understand what are memory slots. I'm breaking this entire memory of the computer to multiple slots like this. Okay, so like this I am breaking. Okay, each and every box here is nothing but a memory slot. Okay, so entire memory got breaked into multiple memory slots. And let's say I want to store some data, say 5. Okay, my data 5 got stored into this memory block 5. Okay, okay, into this, in the entire memory, computer memory, in this particular block of the memory, my data got saved. I have saved this data 5 into one of the slot of this memory. And every memory will have some address, guys. Okay, for example, this may have 0101 as the address. Okay, 0101 address. This memory slot may have 1101 as the address. This memory slot may have 1110 as the address. This memory slot may have 0001 as the address. So each and every memory slot is having some address, right? But can we remember this kind of address? Okay. To tomorrow, if I want to retrieve this particular 5 out of this memory block, I want to read this data out from this memory block, then I need to remember this memory address. Okay. I have to remember the memory address of this memory slot. But you see, multiple memory blocks are there and they have different addresses and all. Is it possible for the human being to remember this kind of addresses, guys? It's not possible. So that's why we have to give a name to this slot. Okay, that's why we have to give a name to this slot. That name is nothing but the variable name. So what I will do is I'll just refer to this data 5, which is stored in this memory slot having the address as 0101 as using a name known as A. Here I am giving the name as A to this memory slot. In this memory slot, which is referred to by this name, that is A name, okay, has the data 5 stored. Understood, guys? This name given to this memory slot, okay, this name given to the memory slot that is reserved by this particular data is called as variable. Understand this, guys, okay? The name given to this memory slot where the data is actually reserved and stored is nothing but the variable. This is called as a variable name. Fine. In Java, we have to create the variable names for this purpose because we cannot remember the memory address. So for remembering the memory slots where the data is actually stored, we have to create the variables. That is what is variable. Variable in simple terms is a name provided to a reserved memory location. To reserved memory location of that particular data, variable is nothing but a name provided. Just a name, guys. Okay, fine. Now you understood what is variable. Okay, so variable is a name provided to the reserved memory location of the required data that has to be stored into the memory. Fine. Now next thing is data types. Okay, next thing is data types. So here, guys, you have to say A is equal to 5, right? So I'll say A is equal to 5. I'll say because this is the format. Okay, in Java, if you want to, okay, if you want to name the memory location where this data 5 is stored, okay, when you say 5 here in the Java, guys, this 5 will be stored in the memory in Java. Okay, in some memory slot, this 5 will be stored. But to give some name to that memory location where this 5 is stored, we have to give the variable name. And this is a syntax, guys. Okay, a is equal to 5, and every Java statement should end with a semicolon. So I ended it. A is equal to 5. I have to say that means 5 is stored in this a, right? The value or literal 5 is stored in this variable a, and that is what is the purpose of the a. But the problem here is if I write this statement like this directly, if I say a is equal to 5, you see I'm getting an error. You see red color means error, guys. Already hover the mouse, cannot resolve symbol a. Okay, cannot, it cannot understand, Java cannot understand what you mean here. The problem here is with the data types. Okay, in Java, okay, Java is very strict where based on the type of the data you are storing into this variable. Okay, based on the type of the data you are storing into this variable, we have to specify a particular data type. Okay, in Java we have to specify a particular data type. You see here, so what are the different possible data types available in Java? Let me show you. Okay, different data types in Java are byte, short, int, long, float, double, okay, boolean, char. These are the different data types. Okay, we call them as data types, or we can also call them as primitive data types, guys. Okay, these are also called as primitive primitive data types. Primitive data types. Okay, so whatever the 8 primitive data types I listed here can be used for declaring these variables. Okay, based on the type of the data that you want to store into the variables, these variables should be declared with any of these data types. Here pi is an which type of data, guys? Numerical data which is of integer type. So I have to declare this variable with one of the data type. We generally use int, guys. Okay, we generally use int for this kind of data to be stored into the variable. So I'll simply say int here. Okay. So here the variable a is now declared with int data type. Here int is the data type so that 5 can be stored. What if I want to store 5.5? Error is coming. Why? Why error is coming, guys? The moment I change it 5 to 5.5, immediately Java compiler is giving me the error. Why? The reason here is 5.5 is not an integer data. But this variable is declared with which data type? Int data type. But the data or literal is of which type? It's not integer type. It's what type, guys? It's decimal point type, right? It's decimal point type. So there's a problem, guys. We cannot store decimal values into decimal numbers into the variable which is declared as in data type. So what I have to, how to overcome this problem? I have to either change it back to the normal integer type without having any decimal point, or if you want to keep this decimal point, then I need to change the data type here. Okay, the data type that I'm using for declaring this variable, right, that I have to change it so to double or something. Okay, I have to change it to double. You see the error is gone. Double is the data type in Java, okay, which allows us to store decimal type of data, that is literals, into the variables. Okay, decimal type of data into the variables based on the type of the data, based on the type of the data type that you are using for declaring the variable, that type of data only can be stored into the variables. Okay, fine. Okay, next thing is, what if I want to store, okay, what if I want to store some 5.5 is not allowed, right? We'll say some true. Okay, true is a boolean type literal that I want to store into the variable a, but double is not the appropriate data type. Here we have to use something known as boolean. Okay, I'll explain all these data types one by one, guys, but at this moment you understood, right, at a high level what are the data types. So I'll remove this part. So we have to declare the variable here int a. I can write like this also, guys. Okay, I don't have to write in a single line. So generally we are writing like this, right? Int a is equal to 5 like this. Okay, in a single line we are writing this. So here we can break this into two parts. Okay, this statement we can break into two parts. First part is int a, second part is a is equal to 5. What is this int a statement and what is this a is equal to 5? The first statement is known as declaration statement. Declaration statement in Java. Whereas the second statement is known as initialization. Okay, initialization statement in Java. This is declaration statement. This is initialization statement. Here we are declaring the variable. Here we are initializing the variable with the data. Okay, we are assigning some data to the variable which is already declared here. Okay, fine. So these two lines we can write in a single line. Okay, instead of writing these two lines, we can also do the declaration. This part is declaration because we are declaring the variable with one data type. So declaration statement. Here we are assigning some data for the first time to the variable, that is called as initialization. Again, if I say here, if I say a is equal to 10, this is not called as initialization, guys. Okay, already we have initialized, right? This is called as assigning statement. Assigning statement. Okay, for the first time when you initialize or store the data into the variable, that is called as initialization statement. For second time, if you are trying to store another data into the variable, that is not initialization, guys. First time is only initialize. Second time is assigning. Okay, so like that, some things are there. So instead of writing this declaration statement and initialization statement separately, where we can save some lines of code, right? Instead of writing multiple lines, we can simply say we can declare in the same line and we can initialize the data also in the same line. We can declare in the same line and we can initialize the data also in the same line. Okay, so this statement is a declaration and both declaration and initialization statement. Okay, this is both a declaration and initialization statement in Java, and all the statements in Java will end with semicolon symbol. Fine, so far so good. Next one is, let me explain different data types now. Okay, let me explain the different types of data, different data types in Java. Okay, so based on the data type you specify for declaring the variables, into that variables, based on the data type only we have to store the data, right? Appropriate data we have to store. So guys, generally there are 8 data types as mentioned here. There are 8 data types in Java, right? So byte, short, int, long, float, double, boolean, char. Out of them, in Selenium automation we generally use int, then we use double, we use, okay, int, double are the major ones. After that, boolean and char. These are the 4 things. Okay, you don't have to learn all the 8 data types, guys. Okay, so you don't have to learn each and every data type here for Selenium automation. Just learning int, double, char and boolean is enough. You see I have highlighted here, right? In bold I have highlighted. If you want to store some, okay, if you want to store some numerical data which is of not decimal type, like 5, okay, a numerical data, right? Like 5 if you want to store into the variables in Selenium automation or something. Okay, so this variable need to be declared with in data type. What if I declare, okay, the variable with double, double b is equal to, then I can store 5.6 or something. Okay, decimal type of data if you want to store into a variable, variable name is different from a anyhow here. Okay, this is a and this is b. Fine, and I can declare that variable with a double data type. If you want to store decimal values into the variable, then double data type. But if you want to know, if you want to store character, single character, literal types into the variables, then there is a data type known as char. Char c is equal to, like this, single character, anything, characters or symbols. Okay, single letter only should be there. Okay, single size should be there. Here s or dollar you can give. Anything you can give, guys. Okay, like this you can store into a variable using, when if you declare the variable with which data type, char data type. And now boolean, okay, boolean into a variable, if you want to store either true or false. Okay, only two possibilities, either true or false. True means correct, false means wrong, right? False means wrong. Only true or false are allowed. For that, the variable need to be declared with which data type? Boolean data type. Okay, the variable need to be declared with Boolean data based on the type of the data that you want to store into the data. Based on the type of the data that you want to store into the variables, that particular variable should be declared with appropriate data types, like this. If you want to store numerical data without decimal point, in data type. If you want to store decimal data, okay, decimal numerical data into a variable, that variable should be declared with double data type. If you want to store single character, okay, type of data into the variables, that variable should be declared with char data type. If you want to store boolean data, like either true or false into a variable, then boolean data type, that variable should be declared with boolean data types. Okay, so these are the different data types you should be aware of, guys. I will not explain the 8 data types because this is a Selenium 4 training series, right? This is Selenium 4 training series. Okay, this is Selenium 4 training series only. So I'll not be explaining everything for you. Okay, so I'll be explaining only the things that are really required for you. Okay, so only that is required for Selenium I'll explain. I'll not explain the remaining stuff. So anyhow, these are not much important also. Other data types are not much important also. We generally use int, double, char and boolean everywhere, guys. Okay. So for Selenium especially, these 4 data types are enough for you to learn. Fine. Now the next one. This is done. Okay. Now the next one. The next one is I will explain few more stuff, guys. Okay. As part of this data types and all, I will declaration and all. I'll explain few more stuffs here. For example, if you created a variable like int a is equal to 5, can I again say int a is equal to 10? Already I declared this variable a one time. Can I again declare the same variable for second time? That is not possible. Once you declare a variable, you cannot declare it again. You see duplicate. A is already defined. You cannot define it again. That's not possible. Even with another data type also you cannot create. A is equal to 5.6. This is also not possible because here A is already reserved. This name is already reserved for storing 5 into this variable and is of in data type. Again, you are trying to create the same variable name. That is not possible. It's already defined. You can only define the variable once. Okay, multiple times it's not possible. That's one thing. And here, guys, I can say int a, and the next statements I can initialize the data or assign the data to the variable. This is okay. Okay, if I say this is okay, guys. If I say s out and say I'll print this variable a, what will happen, guys? If I print this variable a, what will happen in the output? What will be printed in the output? Here I'm printing this variable a. What will be printed in the output? In the output, the value 5 will be printed. If you are printing this variable a, here I should not be providing double quotes a. Okay, I should not be providing double quotes a. This is not correct, guys. Okay, when you are printing some text, then like this you can provide. You see, here if you want to print some text like Arun Motori, then double quotes Arun Motori is fine. But when you are printing the variables, you are directly give the variables here. Okay, directly give the variable name here. And now run this code. What will be printed in the output when I print this variable a? The value that is stored in the variable a will be printed. That is 5 will be printed in the output. I have run the code. You will see that in the output 5 will be displayed because 5 is stored in the variable a. Okay, if you print a will retrieve this value 5 from the memory location and memory slot and get it printed here. This is all good so far. But what if I move this statement to the top? You see here, guys, what I am doing here is, what I am trying to do here is, first I initialize the data to this variable, then I declare the variable. Is it possible in Java? Declaration is coming later and initialization is coming first. Is it possible? Not possible. Okay, it's not possible in Java, guys. After declaring the variable only, then you can do this kind of operations like you can assign, initialize and all those stuff. But before declaring the variable, if you try to initialize or do something, you will get errors like this. Okay, it cannot resolve. A doesn't exist, it's saying. Okay, so we can only, okay, we can only initialize or assign the data to the variable after declaring it. Okay, in Java, we have to first declare. Then only we can initialize the data or assign the data to that particular variable. That's another thing. Now, so let's create again int a is equal to 5, int b is equal to 5.6. Sorry, double b is equal to 5.6. Then char c is equal to yes, and then boolean d is equal to what is that, true. Okay, true I'll give, either true or false you can give. Now if I say s out system.out.println a, if I print a, what will happen? If I print out b, what will happen? If I print out c, what will happen? If I print out d, what will happen? If I print a, guys, what will be printed in the output? 5 will be the data that is stored in the variable a, that is 5 will be printed in the output when you print a. What will happen if you print b? When you print b, the data that is stored, that is 5.6, will be printed in the output. If you print c, the character letter that is stored in this variable c will be printed in the output. Okay, that is s will be printed in the output. Then finally, when you print d, the boolean type of literal that is stored into the variable d, that is true, will be printed in the output. Just run this, guys, you will see the same output. 5, 5.6, s and true should be printed in the output. It's running. Let's wait. 5, 5.6, yes and true. Okay, got printed in the output. Fine, guys. So this is what is the data type, guys. Okay, based on the type of the data that you want to store into the variable, that particular variable should be declared with the appropriate data type. Let me remove all this stuff. So this is all about data types, guys. I'll not explain other primitive data types. This much is enough, okay? So for this session, as part of Selenium training series, just understanding int, double, char, boolean is enough, guys. Byte, short, long, float, I'm not going to explain because that's not much needed, okay, for Selenium automation. Fine, guys. So if you want to learn, you can refer any other things, okay? But for Selenium automation, this much is enough, guys, okay? So next one, guys, next one is there's few more things I need to explain. When you are creating the variables, guys, okay, here I'll say int a is equal to 5. Then here int b is equal to int b is equal to 10. Int c is equal to some 15. Int d is equal to some 20. Like this, I created how many variables I created, guys? I declared 4 variables with same data type, and I'm assigning different literals or data to these variables. So if I say s out a, what will be printed in the output here? When I print out A, 5 will be printed in the output. Okay. If I print out B, what will be printed? 10 will be printed in the output. If I print out C, 15 will be printed in the output. And if I print out D, 20 will be printed in the output. Okay. 20 will be printed in the output. Okay. Now run this code, guys. Run this code. Whatever the variables you are printing, the associated values that are stored in these variables will be printed. That is a 5, 10, 15, 20 will be printed. This program is running. You see, 5, 10, 15, 20 got printed in the output. Fine. So this one more thing. So here, guys, how many lines have written here for creating these 4 variables? 4 lines have created, right? I have to create 4 lines. But if you clearly see, guys, all these variables are of same data type, int, 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 int. In that case, guys, you don't have to write this many number of lines. What I can simply do is int a is equal to 5, comma, b is equal to 10, comma, c is equal to 15, comma, d is equal to 20, put a semicolon. So instead of writing this many number of lines, you can write the same thing you have to do, you can do in the single line, guys, okay? Because all these variables A, B, C, D are of same data type. So we can declare them all in the single line. Even we can initialize the data also for these variables. Like this is the syntax. Run this code, you'll get the same output, guys. You see it's running, the program is running. Let it run. Done, you got the output. 5, 10, 15, 20 got printed in the output, right? We can reduce the number of lines. Instead of declaring these variables in separate lines, we can declare them in the single line because all these variables have the same data type. If they have different data types, we cannot do anything. We cannot do anything. Now, guys, another example I will give. Int a is equal to 5, I'll say. Now here, system.out.println, a I will print. So what will be the output, guys? If I run this code, what will be the output? 5 will be printed in the output, guys, because 5 is stored in the variable a, so 5 will be printed in the output. Run this code. 5 will be printed in the output in a while. You see, 5 got printed. Now, guys, in the next statement, I will say a is equal to 10. Then what will be printed in the output? The first statement I am saying int a is equal to 5. In the second statement I am saying a is equal to 10. Then what will be printed in the output? This time 10 will be printed in the output. How? Let me explain. So guys, here what happened was earlier this was a computer memory, right? In that in one of the memory slot 5 was there. When the moment I say int a is equal to 5, this variable got created, and this variable is referring to the memory slot where this 5 is stored. That's what happened. Now the moment I say a is equal to 10, this variable is already declared, and this time, first time I initialize the data with 5, initialize this variable a with 5. Next time I'm assigning a different value to this variable a. This time this is assigning. So what happens is this 10 will be stored somewhere else. Let's say 10 got stored here, 10 got stored here in the memory slot. 5 is still there, 10 is still there, but a is now, earlier a was referring to 5, but now the moment you say a is equal to 10, a will now refer to 10, guys, and this old reference will be gone. This connection will be lost. The moment you say a is equal to 10, the old connection will be lost, and a will be now referring to 10. 5 will be there in the memory, but a is not referring to that 5. A is now referring to 10. So that's why when you say system.out.println a will be able to retrieve the open connection, that is 10. The closed connection, the root is gone. 5 is no more referred by A. A is now referring to 10. So 10 will be printed in the output. Run this code. You see this time when you print A, whatever the latest value that is assigned to or stored into the variable A, that will be printed in the output, because this is the reason for that. Okay. So hope guys you got all these examples now understood. Fine. So this is all about the data types and okay, initializing the data with the variables and different combinations and all. Next thing is string is not a data type, guys. Okay. So here I cannot say something like this. Okay. I cannot say, I cannot write like this, right? Int a is equal to double quotes if I give string text like my name, right? I cannot give like this, guys. Okay. This is error. I cannot store string literal text into a variable. Okay. I cannot store string literal text into a variable and which is declared within data type. What if I try double? It will not come because if you declare a variable with a double data type, okay, then here decimal point number should be there, but here string text is there. That's not possible. What if I give char? That is also not possible. Char only can take a single letter character, which is surrounded by single quotes like this, right? Only single quote, only single quote should be there, and only one letter should be there. This is char literal, okay. But whatever I am typing here is a string literal. The string literal cannot be stored into a variable which is declared as char data type. Even boolean will not work out here. Not only them, guys, not only them, you cannot use any of these data types for storing this kind of string literal text. The string literal text cannot be stored into any of these data types. Then what I have to do? What I have to declare this variable with? Okay, can I use any of the primitive data types here? Can I use any of the primitive data types here? No, guys. I have to use a predefined class in Java known as string class. Then it is okay. You see, the error is gone. The moment I declare this variable with, it's not a data type case. Okay, understand here. String is not a data type in Java. Like here, byte, short, int, long, double, float, char, boolean are the data types in Java, but string is not a data type in Java. You have to, I'm especially kind of focusing here and make you understand that string is not a data type in Java. String is a predefined class in Java. What is class? Like this, guys. Okay. You see here, we created a class, right? Class name, right? But it is a predefined class in Java, or this class name is given by me. It's a user defined. You see, that's why it's coming in white color here. It's a user defined class in Java, guys. But string is a predefined class in Java. If you see here, string is a predefined class in Java, guys. It's a predefined. It's not a user defined. Okay. So this is a user defined class. If you are creating class like this public class name, your own class name you are giving, that is a predefined. But string is a predefined class in Java, guys. I'll explain more about classes and other concepts later. But here, guys, simple terms. If you want to store numerical data of non-decimal type, declare the variable with in data type like this. Okay. If you want to store decimal point data like this, declare that variable with double data type. If you want to store single character literal, okay, single character letter which is surrounded by single quotes like this, okay, single character letter surrounded by single quotes like this, then declare that variable with char data type. If you want to store boolean data, okay, like true or false, okay, let's say false, into this variable, then declare the data, that variable with boolean data type. But if you want to store string text, okay, if you want to store string text like okay, my name like this, okay, you can write a sentence also, okay, my name is, this is also a string text only, okay, my name is Arun Motori, also a string text. If you want to store this kind of data into a variable, then you cannot use any of these data types or any other data types, okay. We have to use a predefined class in Java known as string is a predefined class. You see it's not getting highlighted in orange color like data types, right? It's a predefined class in Java. String is a predefined class in Java. I'll be taking a session on string class in upcoming sessions, guys, okay. I'll be explaining that in detail. Fine. Okay, guys. So next thing is, so these are the different ways of storing data into the variables in Java. Okay. And next thing is operators, guys. Let's understand the operators. Next building block is operators. What are operators? In this guys, already we have used an operator, right? Int a is equal to 5. Here is equal symbol is an operator. Here in this statement, int is a data type, a is a variable, equal is an operator, and 5 is a literal. Okay. So like that, many operators are there in Java, guys. Okay. In Java, there are many operators. So I'll just say, let's clear this stuff and I'll write down. In Java, there are different operators, and how these operators are represented in Java programming, they are represented in the form of symbols. Okay. There are different operators and each and every operator is having a symbol. Okay. In mathematics, guys, if you remember in mathematics, okay, if you remember in mathematics, to perform addition, we use plus symbol, right? Here place is an operator. Okay. To do subtraction, we use hyphen or minus symbol, right? In mathematics. Okay. These are all symbols, right? So operators are nothing but this kind of symbols, guys. Okay. So all these symbols, okay, which symbols have to be used for which operations and all, I'm going to explain. Okay. Operators are just symbols. Okay. Operators are just symbols in Java which are used to perform operations on the provided data. We, till now we have not provided, we have not performed any operation like a plus b and all. We have not performed, right? For example, here if I write this out, 5 plus 6. This is an operation, right? Here 5 is there, 6 is there. What I am trying to perform? Addition I am perform. What will be the output here? 5 plus 6 is how much? 11, right? Which operator I have used for addition? Plus operator, okay? Plus operator. So if you run this code, you will get 11 printed in the output. 5 plus 6 is 11, right? 11 will be printed in the output. You see 11 got printed. Like this, there are many operators in Java which can be used for performing different operations. So plus is a symbol. Operators in Java are just symbols. Okay, they are just symbols used in Java for performing different operations on the provided data. Now let's create this operators, guys. Okay, I'll also create this kind of mind map. Okay, so I'll show you how to create this mind map also. So let's create all the operator. I'll just type xmind. Okay, so xmind is a software I generally use, guys. If you also want to download this xmind, guys, simply say xmind, search for xmind, guys. You'll be getting this xmind.net. Click on this link. You'll be taken to xmind.net page. So don't go to the download here. Instead, scroll down to the bottom of the page, and you'll see some footer options. The footer options, you will see something known as xmind 8 classic. Just click on that, guys. If you go to this xmind 8 classic, you will see a free download option here. Just click on this to download, okay, and install. Installation is very simple. Okay, so that is the same software I'm using here in this session. Okay, so here I click on that new mind map, and here I'll need to give a title, guys. I'll just give the title as operators as a title. I'll change the theme of this mind map. I'll just click on this themes and give a theme like this theme I will take. So there are different types. Operators in Java can be categorized into different types. I'll just press tab key, guys. You see this top key got created. So here I'll give the first type of operator. Okay, the first category of operator that is arithmetic operators I'll create. Okay, arithmetic operators. First type of operators are arithmetic operators. Then I'll create another category of operators, that is relational operators. Relational operators. Then third type of operators, that is logical operators. Logical operators. Then fourth type, assignment operators. Assignment operators. The fifth one, other operators. Okay, the remaining operators, other operators. So these are the different operators in Java, guys. Okay, these are the different operator types in Java. So balanced clockwise, I will say. Anti-clock, it's coming like this. Clockwise is better. Arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, and other operators. These are the different operators in Java. Yeah, this one looks good for me. Balanced up map up to down. Arithmetic, relational, logical, assignment, and operators. Up to down. Up to down it's coming. Fine. Okay, guys. So guys, in each and every category of this category types of Java operators, there are different operators. For example, let's start with arithmetic operators. Okay, let's start understanding the arithmetic operators. So coming to the arithmetic operators, we have these different operators, guys, like addition, subtraction, and all. First one is addition operator. Okay, for addition, what is the symbol we have to use in Java, guys? For addition, we have to use this plus symbol. Okay, then we have, for addition, we have to use plus operator. For subtraction, if you want to perform subtraction, then we have to use minus operator. Then multiplication. For multiplication, we have to use asterisk symbol in Java. Then we have division. For division, we have to use forward slash. Okay, forward slash. And then modulus operator. Modulus operator. For modulus operator, we have to use percentile symbol. Then we have increment and decrement operators. Okay, increment operator. For increment operator, we have to use plus plus. And now we have to use decrement operator. For decrement, we have to use minus minus. Okay, for decrement, we have to use minus minus. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, and decrement. These are the different arithmetic operators we have in Java. Let me first explain these arithmetic operators for you. After demonstrating these arithmetic operators, we'll go with the other type of operators. Okay. So here I'll go here, guys, and say int a is equal to 5, comma b is equal to 4. Okay. In a, 5 is stored. In b, 4 is stored. Now if I say sysout a plus b, okay, a plus b, system.out.println a plus b. Then the next statement I'll say a minus b. The next statement I'll say a multiplied by b, a asterisk b. In the next statement I'll say a divided by b. In the next statement I'll say a modulus b. So what will be the output? What these print statements will be printing, guys? First print statement will be printing the addition of this 5 and 4. That is 5 plus 4 is how much? 9 will be printed in the output. Second print statement will be printing a minus b. That is 5 minus 4 is 1. So 1 will be printed in the output. Third, a into b, a multiplied by b. 5 into 4, that is 20 will be printed in the output. Then a divided b, 5b. 5 divided by 4. How many times 4 can divide 5? Only one time. 4 ones are 4. Only one time, right? It's possible, right? So 1 will be printed in the output. And when you divide this 5 by 4, what will be the remainder? 4 ones are 4. 5 minus 4 is 1, right? 1 will be the remainder. That remainder will be given by this modulus operator. So 1 is the remainder. Now run this code, should get the same output. 9, 1, 20, 1, 1 should be the output. See, 9, 1, 20, 1, 1, right? We got the same output. So these are the different uh, arithmetic operators, guys: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus. Two more arithmetic operators are there. Okay, that is increment and decrement operators. I'll explain now. Okay, fine. I'll say int a is equal to 5, and here I'll say sysout a plus plus. So what will be the output, guys? What will be the output here? If I give, otherwise, if I give plus plus a, okay, increment operator, plus plus a, what will be the output, guys? The value of a will be incremented by 1. Okay, plus plus a means the value of this a will be incremented by 1. Plus plus a is how much? 5 plus 1 is how much? 6 will be printed here, guys. 6 will be printed in the output. Okay, run this code. 6 will be printed in the output. The value of a will be incremented by 1 with this increment operator and printed in the output. And also, guys, there is something you have to understand here. This plus plus symbols, that is increment operator, is provided before the variable. Okay, these incrementer operators are provided before the variables. That means it is a pre-increment, right? These increment operators are coming before the variable, so that is pre-increment operator here. So this print statement will be printing only after the incrementation. Now, first incrementation of the variable will happen from 5 to 6. 5 plus 1 is equal to 6, and after that only it will print. 6 will be printed after incrementing the value of a by 6, 1. Okay, the value of a by 1, then only it will be printing. But if I give a plus plus, in this case, you will see a different output, guys. So what happens here is, so first this print statement will be printing the value of a, then only it will be incrementing, guys. So what will be printed here? The value, current value of a, that is 5, will be printed in the output. After that, the value of a will be incremented by 1. If you run this code, first 5 will be printed. Okay, it is running still. The output, you see 5 got printed. After that, the value of a got incremented. If in the next line, if I say a, okay, in the next line, if I say a, you see here you will get 6, because here in the first print statement, it's printing a before the incrementation happened. Okay, incrementation by 1 is happened. Before that happened, only print statement was printing a. So, and that's why it's printing 5 here. But before moving to the new line, okay, by the time it goes to new line, the value of a will be incremented by 1. So here a will be printed as 6. Okay, so if you run this code, this time 6 will be printed, guys. So that is the difference between pre-increment operator and post-increment operator, guys. Very important. Okay, post increment will increment after the statement. Pre-increment will increment first and go to the new line. Okay, excuse me. Fine. Similarly, guys, if I say sys out and say minus minus a, what will happen in this case? What will be the output? The current value of a is 5. So first it will decrement the value of a by 1. Okay, because it's a pre-decrement. So it will decrement the value of a by 1, that is 5 minus 4, 5 minus 1, that is it will become 4, right? The value of a will be decremented by 1 first, that is 5 minus 1, 4 will happen. That 4 will be printed next. Okay, this here it will be printed. See, if you run this code, 4 will be printed in the output. Now, instead of putting like this, if I say a minus minus, it is a post decrement, guys. So first print statement will be printing the current value of a, that is 5 value will be printed here. And in the next line, if I say a, then by this time a will be printed. The value of a will be decremented by 1 in the next line. That is 5 minus 1, that is 4 will be printed here. Now run this code. 5 and 4 should be printed. First, decrement will not happen in the same line. Decrement will happen by the time we reach to the new line. 5 and 4 will be printed like this. So these are the increment and decrement operators, guys. These are the different and several arithmetic operators we have in Java. Okay, these are the different arithmetic operators we have in Java. Now let's move on to the next type of operators, that is relational operators. Okay, so here we have the next type of operators, that is relational operators. So we have these different relational operators, guys. Equal to operator, not equal to, greater than, less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. Okay, let's write down the same thing here. Equal to operator is the first one. Equal to operator, the symbol is equal symbol. Okay, sorry, double equal symbol. Okay, equal to operator, double equal symbol you have to give. Not equal to, not equal to. These are comparison operators, guys. Okay, to compare two values, right? We can use this kind of relational operators. So we should not be using equal symbol here. Double equal is required. Not equal to has exclamatory mark followed by equal symbol. This is not equal to. Then we have greater than operator. The symbol here we have for the greater than operator is greater than symbol. And now we have the less than. For less than operator, we have the less than symbol. For greater than or equal to, greater than or equal to. For this one, we have greater than or equal to. Okay, two symbols will be there. Greater and equal symbol will be there. Then we have less than or equal to. Okay, then here we have less than and equal symbol. Okay, these are the six operators, right? 1 2 3 4 5 6, right? These are the different operators we have under the relational operators category of the operators in Java. Okay, first we'll go with the equal to. So here I'll create some variables, guys. A is equal to, int a is equal to 5, b is equal to 4, c is equal to 5, d is equal to 3, e is equal to 4, and f is equal to some 2. Okay, like this. Some values I gave, some random values. So now if I say sys out a equal to b and sys out a equal to, so somewhere here I have to give 6, guys. Okay, I'll give 6 here. So a equal to f, sys out a equal to c. So what is the result, guys? What is the result? Sys out a is equal to b, a is equal to f, a equal to c. Here, guys, thing is, when I say a equal to b, I am comparing a with b. So a is 5 and b is 4. Are they equal, guys? Is 5 and 4 equal? No, right? You'll get the result as false. Boolean value will be the result of this. Okay. Next one, a equal to f. Okay, a equal to f. 5 equal to 6. No, 5 is not equal to 6. Instead, 5 is less than 6, right? Here, 5 was less than 4 in the first case, and hence they are not equal, so false. But in this case, 5 is less than 6. Okay, here 5 was greater than 4, so they are not equal, so false. Here 5 less than 6, still they are not equal, so false. But in the third case, a equal to c. A is 5 and c is also 5. Both are equal. So this time only you will get the Boolean value true. Okay, if they are equal, only true will come, otherwise you'll get false. Okay, run this code, guys. First 2 false and 1 true will come now. The result. False, false, true. False, false, and true. Right? This is what. Now that is equal. So the same thing, guys. If I say not equal, okay, if I replace this equal with not equal, what will happen? Let's see. Okay, equal to operator with the not equal to. Okay, so A not equal to C. This time the reverse will happen. Na? Simple terms. If it is not equal, it will result in true. Okay, is A not equal to B? Yes, 5 is not equal to 4. That is correct. So true will be printed. Is A not equal to F? Yes, 5 is not equal to 6. So true will be printed. The condition is true. But if I say A not equal to C, 5 and 5 are equal. How can you say not equal? That's why false. True, true, false should come this time. True, true, and false will come in the output. Okay, true, true, and false. Fine, guys. Now the next one. So if I say A greater than B, A greater than F, and A greater than C, what will be the result? We are using a different operator this time. Greater than operator we are using. Is A greater than B? 5 greater than 4? Yes, true, correct. 5 is greater than 4 is 100% correct. So true will come. Is A greater than F? Is 5 greater than 6? No, 5 is less than 6, not greater than. So false will come here. Now here, A greater than C. A greater than C. Is 5 greater than 5? No, 5 is equal to 5. It's not greater than 5, right? 5 is not greater than 5. 5 is equal to 5. So again false. Now run this code. You should get the same output. True, false, false should be coming in the output. True, false, false, right? Done. Now reverse. Less than symbol. Okay, we'll use a less than symbol. Instead of greater than, we'll use less than. Instead of greater than, we'll use less than. What will be the output? Let's see. A less than B. 5 less than 4. True? No, right? 5 is greater than 4. So this is false. Then A less than F. 5 less than 6. Yes, 5 is definitely less than 6. So true. Then 5 A less than C. That is 5 less than 5. No, 5 is equal to 5 but not less than. So it is false. False, true, false should be the output. Run this code. Should get false, true, false, the output. You see, you got false, true, and false. Done. So now we'll go with another one, guys. 5 greater than or equal to. Okay, A greater than or equal to. A greater than or equal to F. A greater than or equal to C. Okay, greater than or equal to operator we'll use. Let's see what will be the output. A is greater than or equal to B. So A is 5, B is 4. 5 is greater than or equal to 4. Correct only, right? So 5 is greater than 4. Any of these conditions should match. Either A should be greater than B or A should be equal to B. If any of these conditions match, it will result in true. This time A is greater than B. 5 is greater than 4. So true will come here. Then A greater than or equal to F. 5 greater than 6. No, 5 is not greater than 6. One of the condition is false. And 5 equal to 6. No, 5 is not equal to 6. Both the conditions are not matching, so false. Then last one. A greater than or equal to C. 5 greater than or equal to 5. 5 greater than 5? False. 5 is not greater than 5. But 5 equal to 5 is true. One of the condition is true. So true. True, false, true should be the output this time. True, false, true. Okay. True, false, and true. Done. So reverse A less than or equal to. Okay. A less than or equal to B. Then A less than or equal to F. Then A less than or equal to C. Okay. The last operator in the relational operators, that is less than or equal to, let's see. So 5 less than or equal to B. 5 less than or equal to 4. Is 5 less than 4? No. Is 5 equal to 4? No. Both the cases are false, false. The next one, A less than or equal to F. 5 less than or equal to 6. Is 5 less than 6? True. One of the condition is true and it don't have to be equal. So it is true. One of the condition is true. That's fine. Now A less than or equal to C. Is 5 less than 5? No. But 5 is equal to 5. One of the condition is true. So this will become true. Now false to true should be the output. So with this, guys, we have completed the relational operators, false to true. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. So relational operators is also done. Then we have the logical operators, guys. Okay. We have three logical operators, that is logical, logical and logical or, logical and logical or, and logical not. Logical not. Okay. Logical and logical or logical not. So logical and will have the symbol known as double ampersand symbol. Logical or will have the symbol like double pipe symbol. logical not has a symbol like this exclamatory mark symbol. Okay, three symbols. Okay, three operators are there in the logical operators. So let me explain this logical operators for you. First, I'll start with the logical and. So to understand this logical and operator, guys, we have to create a table here. Okay. One, two, three, and four. Okay. So fine. So one, two, and this is the result. Okay. Result is A and B. Okay. I'll say. Okay. And logical and operator, guys. Here we have A and here we have B. If A is true and B is false, if A is true and B is false, if you see in this case what happens is A is a boolean, that is true, B is a boolean, that is false. If true and false, both the sides are not true, then it is going to be false case. Okay, only when both the sides of this logical and operator, if we have A and B both as true, then only true will come. In all the cases false will come. So here one of the thing is false, so false. If I say false, true, here also one of the side we have false, so it will be still false. And what about both are false? A is false and B is false. At least one is false only in case of logical AND operator. So this will be false anyhow. But if the both sides are true, A is true and also B is true, then the result is going to be true, guys. Okay, A logical AND operator B, the result will be true only when both the sides are true. Remaining all cases, okay, only this case it will be true, guys, and remaining all it will be false. Okay, let's try that. So I'll give I'll say boolean A is equal to true, comma, B is equal to false, comma, C is equal to true, comma, D is equal to false. Like this, four variables I'll create. Now here I'll say this out A ampersand B. Okay. Then this out A ampersand C. Otherwise B ampersand C. Okay. Then this out C. What is that? B ampersand D. Then last this out A ampersand C. So what is the result here? First one is A ampersand, that is A logical AND operator B. So A is true and B is false. Okay, one of the side is false means the result will be false. B and C. Okay, B logical and C. B is false and C is true. One of the side is false, so it will be false. Here B and D. Both B and D are false. Obviously it will be false. But here A and C both are true. A is true, C is true. In this case only you will get true. Okay, false, true should be coming in the output. Should get false, true. You see, you got the same output. Now, the second one, okay, this is logical AND operator. Okay, this is a logical AND operator. Now, let's go with the logical OR operator. Coming to the logical OR operator, let's create another table for logical OR operator. 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? And here we have this as A, this we have as B. Okay, I'll write A here and we'll write B here and I'll say A logical OR B. Okay, logical OR operator. Here true, guys. Same values I'll write. True, false, false, true, false, and finally true. Okay. So in case of logical OR operator, if at least one side true is there means it will be true. Or right, true or false is true only, like that. Okay, at least one side should be true. Here in this case, A is true and B is false. At least one side it is true. The result will be true. Here in case of false true, at least one side it is true. So it will be true. Here both are false. Both the sides are false. So then only it will be false. Only this case it will be false. And if both sides are true, obviously it will be true. Okay. So here we have to focus on this part. Only when both the sides are false, then only you will get false. Remaining all cases you will get true. Okay. So this is logical OR operator. Let's do the same thing. Okay. A double pipe symbol we have to use for logical OR operator. Double pipe. Here also double pipe. Here also double pipe. Okay. So A or logical OR operator B. A is true, B is false. One of the side is true, it will be true. B or C, false or true. One of the side is true, so true. Then B or D, false or false. Both the sides are false, then only it will be false. And A or C, true or true. Obviously true. Okay, run this. You see, you should get true, true, false, true. Okay, true, true, false should be coming in the output after running. It's running. True, true, false, true is coming, right? Same output. So this is logical OR operator. Finally, we have logical not. Logical not operator, which is a very simple operator, guys. Logical not operator is very simple operator. The here simple table will be also very easy to write. So here only two possibilities will come. So two boxes I'll create. Here let's say A is there. Okay, A is there, and here not of A. Okay, if A is true, not of A will be logical not of A will be opposite, that is false. If A is false, the logical not of false will be true. Okay, opposite. Okay, it will simply give the logical not operator will give the opposite of whatever that value that is holding. Here, guys, if I say logical not of A and logical not of B and remaining I'll remove. So what will happen? What will be the output here? Logical not of A. Not of true is what? Opposite of true is false. Here false will come. Not of B, that is opposite of false is what? True. Here true will come. Okay, false. Run this code. False and true should be printed in the output. After the program runs, you should get false and true printed in the output. You see false and true got printed in the output. Done, guys. So these are the different logical operators we have in Java. Okay, we are done with arithmetic operators, relational operators, and logical operators also. Now let's move on with the assignment operators. Okay, these assignment operators can be categorized into simple assignment operator and compound assignment operators. Okay, simple assignment operator and compound assignment operators. Coming to the simple, guys, we have only equal symbol, single symbol, guys. Okay, equal. We have already used this for assigning, right? That is what is a simple assignment operator. In coming to the compound, we have plus equal, minus equal, then multiplication equal. So here we have to give asterisk symbol equal. Then division equal. Then we have modulus equal. Okay, so these are the different compound assignment operators as plus equal, minus equal, multiplication equal, division equal, and modulus equal. Okay, let me explain all these assignment operators now, starting with the simple assignment operator. As you already know, guys, already you are using the assignment operator everywhere, right? See equal symbol. So here in case of int a is equal to 5, we are using the simple assignment operator to initialize the variable a with the data 5. Okay, again you can say a is equal to 10. Here using the simple assignment operator, we are assigning the data 10. We are updating the value that is stored in the a with 10, guys. Okay, so this is what is simple assignment operator. You already know, I don't have to explain much there. But coming to the compound assignment operator, this is something I have to explain now. That is, these are the different compound assignment operators. For that I will say int a is equal to 5 comma b is equal to 4. Like this one example I will take system dot otherwise I will simply say a plus equal to b. Okay, if I write like this and say system dot out dot println, if I print a, what will be the output? Okay, what will be the output, guys, if I write like this? Here I have used some compound assignment operator, that is plus equal to. Here internally it will be taken as a is equal to, when I say a plus is equal to b, it will be internally a is equal to a plus b. Okay, the statement internally works like this, guys. Okay, a plus is equal to b is nothing but a is equal to a plus b internally. So let's assume that, okay, a plus is equal to b is equal to a is equal to a plus b. Here a is how much, guys? A is 5. B is how much? 4. 5 plus 4 is how much? 9. 9 will be assigned to a, and so what is the output? 9 will be printed here. 9 should be printed in the output, guys. Okay, run this code. You should get 9 in the output. After the program runs, you see you got 9 in the output. What if I am using a minus is equal to b? In this case, internally a minus is equal to b is nothing but a is equal to a minus b. Okay, that is A is 5 and B is 4. 5 minus 4 is 1. 1 will be assigned to A. So in output, 1 should be printed in the output. I have run the code. In a while, you will see 1 will be printed in the output. You see 1 got printed in the output. What if I say A asterisk is equal to B, that is A is equal to A into B, A is equal to A into B. Here A is 5 and B is 4. 5 for the 20, 20 will be assigned to A. So 20 will be printed in the output. Okay. So it's running guys. 20 is printed in the output. Now A division equal to B. So this means A is equal to A divided by B. 5 divided by 4 is 1. 1 will be assigned to A. So 1 will be printed in the output. So in the output, in a while, you will get 1 printed in the output. After the program runs, you see you got 1 printed in the output. Now A modulus equal to B, that is equal to A is equal to A modulus B. That is 5 modulus 4. Remainder is 1. So 1 will be assigned to A. So 1 will be again printed in the output. After running this code, you will see the 1 will be printed in the output. You see 1 got printed in the output. Now guys, so we are done with the different assignment operators, that is simple and compound assignment operators we are done with. Finally, we are left with only one thing, that is other operators. Okay. Under other operators, we have this conditional operator guys. Okay. Under other operators in Java, we have this conditional operator. Conditional operator we have in Java. So how to use this conditional operator? The symbol for the conditional operator is question mark and colon symbol. Okay. I'll tell you how to use this conditional operator now. Come here guys, let that be. Int A is equal to 5 and B is equal to 4, let that be there. So how to use this conditional operator is, first we have to create a condition here. Okay. First we have to create a condition here in circular brackets. Do something, create a condition. Let's say A greater than B is the condition. Okay. Like this. Okay. What is the result of A greater than B? 5 greater than 4? True or false? True, right? So this is one condition. After the condition, put question mark. Okay. After this condition, put a question mark and followed by one value. Let's say you can give something like A greater than B. True, I'll give. Okay. True. Colon. Colon. After colon, you see colon is another symbol we have here, right? After question mark, you have to use colon. Either true or false should be there, right? Okay. Other one is false. Put a semicolon here, and here this result you have to store into another variable. So boolean C is equal to like this. Okay. Now say sys out C. Okay. Now say sys out C. So what will be the output, guys? What will be the output? When I run this code, what will be the output? Here A is equal to 5, B is equal to 4. A is greater than B is true or false? A is greater than B are true or false? 5 greater than 4 is true. If it is true, after question mark, it will take the left side argument. Otherwise, if it is false, if the condition is false, it will take the right side argument. Okay. So in this case, this condition, that is A greater than B, is true. So it will take true. True will be stored into C, and when you print C in the output, true will be printed. Okay. In the output, true will be printed. I'll give more examples, guys. Don't worry. If you don't understand also, I'll give more examples. You'll get clarity of what's happening here. You see true got printed in the output. What if I see A less than B? Okay, if I say A less than B, A less than B, that is 5 less than 4 is false. If it is false, after question mark, it will pick the right side one. That is false. False will be stored into C. And here, false will be, when you print C, false will be printed in the output. You'll see that false will be printed in the output. False got printed in the output. Done. Now I'll take one more example. So here instead of writing like this, I'll say int A is equal to 5, B is equal to 4. And I'll say in the circular brackets, I'll say A greater than B. Okay. Question mark. Here I'll say Arun colon. I'll say Moturi. Okay. So this is my first name. This is my last name. So, and here I'll say string. Okay. String name is equal to. Okay. String name is equal to. If I say system.out.println, sysout tab, SOUT tab, okay, and say print the name. What name will be printed? My first name will be printed or last name will be printed? It all depends on this condition, guys. Okay, A greater than B, 5 greater than 4 is true. True means after the question mark, on the left side of this colon will be taken. Okay, if it is the result of this particular condition is true, it will take this one. The result is false, it will take this one. Okay, So this time the result is true. It will take Arun. Arun will be stored into the name, and when you print name, Arun will be printed in the output. Okay. Run this. Arun will be printed in the output. Program is running. You will see Arun getting printed in the output. You see Arun got printed in the output. What if I say A less than B here? If I say A less than B, the condition is false, so it will pick the right side thing. Okay. If the false, it will take this one. Motor will be stored into name, and name will be printed this time as motor. Okay. So this is what is a conditional operator, guys. Okay. In Java, the last operator that I wanted to demonstrate as part of the operators is conditional operator. So the syntax is like this: question mark, colon, condition. Okay, like this, we have to use a conditional operator. So guys, with this, we are done with the different operators we have in the Java. Okay, I have demonstrated all the operators in Java. So still, this session is not over, guys. Okay, I'm only done with the operators. Only very small topic is there. Okay, one small topic is there that is known as literals, guys. You already know what are literals here. Here, guys, when I say int a is equal to 5, this 5 is nothing but a literal. Which type of literal that is? Is an integer literal. Integer, okay? 5, here in this example, 5 is an integer literal. If I say double d is equal to 5.6, then here 5.6 is a double literal, okay? 5.6 is a, which type of literal? Is a double literal. Decimal type literals are known as double literals in Java. Non-decimal type of numbers are known as integer literals in Java. Okay, so just have the terminology. That's fine. Then, if I say boolean, c is equal to true. Here, true is what? True is a boolean type literal. Okay, boolean literal. True is a boolean literal. Now, if I say char c is equal to single quotes s or something, whatever the single letters, char d, guys. Okay, what are the single letter sized letters which are surrounded by single quotes? Those are char type literals. Okay, here yes is a char type literal, character literal they are. Okay, so this is a character literal. You can say character literal. Then if I say string e is equal to Arun Motori, okay, this string text, this Arun Motori, which is surrounded by double quotes, is a string literal. Okay, it is a string literal. Fine. So these are the different literal types, guys. Okay, so these are the different literal types we have in Java. So if I randomly give you some numbers, 951, what is the type of literal? Which type of literal this is? This is integer literal. If I give 12.379, this is double literal. What if I give something like some like this? What is this literal? Single character literal surrounded by single quotes. It is a character literal. Okay, the type of the literal or type of the data is character literal. What if I give false here? This is a boolean literal. Then we have other literals. That is, if I give uh, like this in double quotes, if I give my name is Arun, this is string literal. Something surrounded by some text surrounded by double quotes is nothing but a string literal. Like this, there are different type of literals we have in Java. Okay, these are the different literal types we have in Java, guys. Okay, and there are few more literals, guys. Okay, there are few more literals. Okay, especially if I explain you the other data types, like other than, so if you say if you want to store some numerical data, guys. Okay, in Java, if you want to store some numerical data, so either we can use byte, short, int, and long. Okay, these are the four data types for storing the numerical literals. Okay, so you see here, int a is equal to 5. Okay, so instead of int, I will say byte a is equal to 5. Okay, no problem. Short b is equal to 5. No problem. Then int c is equal to 5. No problem. Then long d is equal to 5. No problem. Right? What's happening here? You see, here 5 is an integer literal. 5 is an integer literal. Here what's happening is we are storing integer literal into byte data type variable. This is accepted. Okay. Byte also stores numbers. Okay, it has its own name. I don't want to go deep now. Here we are storing integer, literal into short data type variable. That's okay. Short is double the size of the byte, guys. Okay, short can store a kind of range of integer, literal data more than byte. Okay, so there is some limit for this, guys. For example, if I give 128, I'm getting an error. So till 127 only we can store into byte. Okay, that's the limit. So minus 128 to 127 is the range, guys. Okay, minus 128 to 127 is the range. If I give some number like 1, 2, 3, 4, I cannot store. But what if I give the same 1, 2, 3, 4 here? No problem, right? Because guys, byte byte is of lesser size. Okay, that is 1 byte, 8 bits of size, can store only numbers from minus 128 to 127 range. But if you give some number which is greater than 127 or less than minus 128, you will get this error, compiler error will come. Okay, you cannot store. Whereas short, coming to short, guys, it's double the size of the byte. Whereas coming to int, it's the double size of the short. And coming to the long, it's the double the size. It's more size than the int, guys. Okay, it's the double the size of the int. Okay, it's almost 64-bit. Okay, it's a kind of, guys. Okay, so just go with that. So here, guys, there is some limit for the byte range also. For example, if I give, you see I'm getting an error. The same thing if I give here in int 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, it's accepting, but it has some range, right? So short has some range, so I cannot store there. But coming to int, guys, it is accepting this larger number than that variables declared with byte and short. But the type of the values are integer literals only. 5 is integer literal, 1, 2, 3, 4 integer, 1, 2, 3, 4. But range is different from different data types. But here, guys, if I give the number like this, you see already I'm getting an error, right? So this much is not allowed for int, but this much we don't need in Selenium automation. This much big number is not required. But this kind of number, if I want to store here, long is also not accepting. The reason here is the literal type you are storing here is integer literal. Integer literal is out of range. You have to change that to L. You have to add L. Then it will become the long literal type. Okay, long literal. This is not integer literal, guys. The moment you add L at the end, either lowercase L or capital case L after this number, okay, either lowercase L or uppercase L, if you add this literal type now got converted from, okay. So here the third thing, guys, we are storing, still this is an integer literal, guys. Okay, we are storing integer literal into int data type variable. Okay, here also I can store integer literal, guys, not a problem. 1, 2, 3, 4 is an integer literal. So here 1, 2, 3, 4 is an integer literal. Okay, this one is storing integer literal into long data type variable. This is fine. Within the range, no problem. But if I increase the number 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, no problem. This is also integer literal which is in range. But if I give 1, 2 or 1 till 1 also no problem. But the moment I add 2, guys, integer literal is out of range. There cannot be any integer literal with this range. That's why we have to change the literal type to integer literal type to long literal type by adding some L. So when you add L here, this will become a long literal. This is no more a integer literal. We are storing long literal type literal into long data type variable. Okay, if you want a bigger size, you have to change this integer literal into long literal and store into the long data type variable. So hope guys you understood what is long literal now, right? I've explained different literal types. This 5 is an integer literal, right? This is an integer literal. 5 is an integer literal. Then we have 5.6, which is a double literal. Then what else? This one, single letter character, is a character literal. Character literal. Then we have true or false. They are Boolean literals. Boolean literal. Then if you give something like double quote Arun, this is a string literal. A string literal. What if I give 1, 2, 3 L? This is not an integer literal, guys. Since you added L at the end, this is a long literal. Okay, long literal. It's a long. It's not an integer literal. It's a long literal which has a bigger range than integer literal. Fine. Then any other literals are there apart from this? We have, so coming to double literal can be represented like either 5.6 or double literal can be also represented as 5.6D. Okay, D is optional, guys. Okay, whether you provide D here or not, both are double literals only. Okay, this is also double literal. You can also mention like this. For example, here if I say double B is equal to, okay, double A is equal to 5.6, no problem. Double B is equal to 5.6 D is also not a problem. You see, D is optional here. Both are double literals only. Okay, whether you specify D or not, by default they are double literals. But here there is one more thing known as float, guys. Okay, float A is equal to, if I give 5.6, what's the problem? You see, float is of lower size. Coming to the different data types in Java, we have this float data type. Okay, float also stores decimal values. Double also stores decimal values. But here, guys, when I give decimal value to float, it's not taking. Why? Because it's mandatory when you are storing some decimal value into the variable of float data type. You have to mandatorily provide f at the end. Okay, then only it can accept. It cannot. If you don't provide, means 5.6 by default is what? D, right? You cannot store double literal to the float. Okay, if you provide D is optional here. So 5.6 is double literal. You are storing into the float data type. That's why it's not accepting. You provide f here, either small lowercase f or capital F. Okay, then only it will accept. This 5.6 f is which type of literal now? Here 5.6 f. Okay, 5.6 f is which type of literal? Floating point literal. Okay, this is floating point literal. This is a floating point literal. So hope guys you understood different literal types that are possible in Java. Okay, integer literals, long literals, floating point literals, double literals, boolean literals, character literals, and string literals. Fine, I'll not explain more. Okay, this much is enough. So fine, guys. That's all. I covered the topic. Okay, this much is enough. So as part of this session, I explained you how to create Java programs or understand the Java programs from scratch. Each and every minute thing about Java program I explained, but there are few pending things that will be covered later. And I also explained the basic building blocks of Java, that is variables, data types, literals, and operators, using which we can store the data into the variables and we can declare the variables. Okay, we can assign different type of data into the variables, all those things. And operators also explained. So using which using these operators, we can perform different type of operations. So that's all about this session, guys. See you in the next video session. Thank you. Bye.